Hi, and welcome to episode 28 of the Codependent Knitters. This is my friend Dawn.
This is my friend Lisa.
And we're the Codependent Knitters. We're coming from Sarnia, Ontario. I just forgot where I was.
And we're a knitting podcast, mostly.
Mostly. For all of you joining us that are new, welcome. And all of you that have previously seen us, thanks for coming back. So, what do you want to start with?
Let's start with what we're wearing, because then
Yes.
it's gonna lead into, or should we start with our knit-alongs first? Let's talk about our knit-alongs first and get them out of the way.
All right, let's do that.
We have 3 knit-alongs going on right now in our Ravelry group. This is,
It's way over there. I can't read
where am
it.
I here?
Oh, my glasses.
So we have a sweater knit-along going on till the end of February, I think.
Yeah.
I have to finish mine. That's what I'm going to work on next. I'm going to work on that next. And we have Stuff You Can't Wear. That's been just an ongoing knit-along.
That was really interesting.
It's been fun. Like there's a lot of cool stuff I want to make after seeing people's projects. We're going to wrap that up at the end of February.
Yeah, we decided that, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll draw for a prize for a pattern. So we'll tell you more about that at the end of February. But if you have anything that you've been knitting on, or crocheting that is not a garment, so not a shawl, not socks, not a hat, mitts, or sweater, like that kind of thing. So we've got dishcloths and blankets.
Toys and blankets and
bags. Like there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and there was like scrunchies, like to do the wash, like to wash stuff.
Scrubby things.
Scrubby things, yeah.
So anything like that you can enter. And there's just one thread. It's just a chat knit-along thread. So when we pull a prize, we'll just make sure it's not a comment that we draw. And we also have the Midnight Snow Socks knit-along.
How's that going?
I haven't worked on mine. I'll explain that later. It's still a whip. But it'll be the next sock I work on.
Okay.
As well as my sweater.
So you're gonna be a busy girl.
I've been a little distracted by new things. So
yes.
But that's going till the end of March. So you've got time to get those socks done. And that's a colorwork sock. I'll show the pattern when we talk in whips. How about that?
That's good.
Okay. So now, what are you wearing?
I am wearing my Uncomplicated by Alicia Plummer. I love it.
What did you knit it in?
I actually knit it in Quill by Pearl Soho. Okay, so it's wool, alpaca, and linen, and it's so soft and so yummy.
Fingering weight.
Fingering weight, and it's their private label.
Is this the one that?
Come on, give me a touch.
It's really nice. I love it. I love it.
A little bit lower,
wool, alpaca, and linen. Like, come on.
It's not something you would think of, but it's really, and it's nice. There's a little bit of structure, but it's got really good drape. I actually have a ball and a half left.
Is that the sweater that got
no
put in the dryer?
No, that was the silk.
Okay.
That was the silk and wool one.
that was a few episodes back, and it came up just in a conversation recently. But nice. So it's just like a top down
V-neck,
raglan sleeves.
I like comfy. I did it a little bit longer, but
I like that one. I've been looking for a V-neck pattern, except it's fingering.
Yes.
I want a worsted one. But if I ever do talk about wanting to do a fingering weight,
this one it's
remind
easy.
me.
Now she's also she's taking some of her patterns and increasing the size range.
Oh, good.
She's taken her first
For
one
girls like me
is her camp sweater, and she's increasing it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of nice to see.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I wish?
And I think it's done in a heavier yarn.
I wish there were like when designers do have plus sizes, and actually a lot of them do, but you know what they don't have is sample, like test knits. So they have test knitters, but they're not often in the plus sizes or the biggest size. It would be really nice to see that, because sometimes you don't know how it's going to look. It just might not fit our, a body like mine. So it would be nice to see more when they do test knits, to have larger sizes test knit. And I'm sure all the designers out there are listening to us, so they're going to get that message.
Chop, chop.
No, but that's just something I wish, and I know it'll come. I just don't want to. I don't want to be the test knit because
not when there's a deadline.
No, and if you're looking for my size, that's a big investment in materials and time. So you want to have an idea how it's going to look on a body like mine, if you can. Okay, that's what you're wearing.
Yeah.
I am wearing. I pulled this out after the recent polar vortex, it's warmed up in Sarnia, but the prairies are getting hit. So this is a chunky knit, and it's actually super bulky. The pattern is called Twindom, and it's from 2 years ago, but I pull it out on the really cold days, and it's just a crescent shaped. And this is Malabrigo Caracol, which is like Rasta, only it kind of has a thread wrap around it. And perfect. And the color is called Zarzamora. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I have a project in Ravelry. If you need the details ever, let me know. It's greens and blues and purples and gorgeous. And it's got like some eyelets you can kind of see there. This is a super fast knit. So if you're stuck in that cold weather right now, get yourself some super bulky yarn.
Get to work.
This would work with probably like Lion Brand Thick and Quick.
Yeah.
It would probably be a good size for this pattern. And you could pick that up at like Michael's. And you can, I don't have, like I wear it sometimes the other way and then I can pin it in the front. I'm just putting it on this way today because it covers me nicely and it looks, it just shows it off. It's getting a little pilly. I need to find my gleaner.
Oh, chop chop.
I know.
Let's get that going.
But I love this. And then on the theme of chunky knits, I think leading into our FOs, I thought this would be a good way to segue. See how I did that?
That's good.
Segue
That's
into
amazing.
our FOs. So I have an older FO here. I actually have 2 of them. I made a couple years ago. I did a whole bunch for like a craft sale.
Right, like the
so
off-center.
Yeah. So this might be, I don't think it's Lion Brand Thick and Quick, but it's up there. It's an acrylic or acrylic blend. And it's just a big
it's a big
rectangle that you sew together. You could do it around, but the pattern I used is the Outlander Cowl by Joan Janes. So Joan is the recently semi-retired owner of Little Red Mitten.
Congratulations, Joan.
Yeah, and she has a ton of patterns on Ravelry. So you can find her on Instagram as joan.janes.knits, and we'll put it on the screen. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. This version I sewed, I did a provisional cast on and I sewed the whole seam together. But the pattern actually is for an offset cowl or an offset seam, I guess. So you have your rectangle, but when you join it, it's a free pattern, I'm not giving anything away. When you join it, instead of going, you know, lining it up exactly, you offset it and you do about maybe half. So the end of one side and the beginning of the other side, and you get this weird, it looks really weird shape, but this is what's cool. When you wear it, you can turn the split to the side if you want, and that gives it a nice triangle shape here.
Oh yeah,
and then this
jacket.
And the other point, so then in the front you have just a nice round, or you can turn it so that this is in the front, and you get this nice, like you can really play with it and adjust it, which is really cool. So it's
Very
inspired by Outlander, which has, if you watch the show, she wears a lot of very like rustic, chunky, basic knits. And I love this. This is also Thick and Quick.
It's got sparkles in it too.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of stellina in it. It's just, I forget what it was called. Something to do with wine. Cabernet, maybe.
Alright then.
Yeah, so that's an awesome, like honestly, you can do this in an evening, probably in about 2 hours.
At the movies.
Yeah, because it's just garter stitch. Super easy. So, I think I said what I want to say about these before we were interrupted by the phone. And that leaves me to my first new FO. This is another super bunky.
Bunky. I'll be your bunkmate.
Okay. This is another super bulky cowl, and it's called the Rhapsody Cowl.
That's kind of cool.
I'm going to put it on. And again, I really like this split.
The look of it?
Split, yeah, just
Can
the
you
split
turn
on the
this way so I can
side.
see? Just a nosy Parker. I love it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and again, you can play with it. So you can turn it all the way around and have like super
Turtleneck.
bulk, right?
Yeah.
Or you can do it so that you
I
have
kind
this
of like it off center because it
point.
gives
I
it a
do
bit
too.
of interest.
Yeah, it's kind of neat, right? It just comes down to a point. Again, super fast and easy. Couple days, a couple hours. This is Westlake Knits. It's by Westlake Knits. She's a dyer in Toronto.
Now, we should mention that she is a natural dyer. She only uses
I was
natural.
going to mention that.
Okay.
Because
I'll sit quietly.
no, because the color is called Dew, and it is dyed with goldenrod, forged goldenrod.
Right.
So you get this beautiful, I call it celery. Beautiful celery green. I love it.
Totally different outlook driving on the highway, and when I see all that golden
sumac.
walnut and the sumac, I think to myself,
So we met Carrie. She was at a trunk show at Feather Nest here in Sarnia last fall.
Yep.
And I bought this, and I was searching and waiting for just something different, the right pattern to come along. I found out about Gay through conversations that have been going on Instagram.
Nice.
Just about diversity and inclusion. And I checked out her patterns on Ravelry, and she has a couple, so check her out. She is Gigi Made It, and I found this, and it was perfect. So it's like, yes.
No, it's nice.
Yeah, I was thrilled to find this. So she's Gigi Made It on Instagram, and she has a podcast of her own, which she's been doing for a few years. I think 5.
What's it? Do we know what it's called?
Gigi Made It.
Oh,
I'll put it on the screen.
That's nice.
Check her out. She's
easy to remember.
She's a lot of fun to watch, and she has some great knits. So you can find Rhapsody on Ravelry.
Oh, I like the name.
And I have to take it off now because it's
really hot
warm
in here.
But I love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Okay. Oh, and I should say, it's knit. It calls for 15mm needles. And you need a circular. So I don't have. I think I might have a hat size. I don't even know if I have. I have straights. So my Licca tips come in a 12mm.
Yep.
Look at these things. And I'm a looser knitter, so I figured I'd be fine, and I was on a 12mm.
Do you find it hard to knit with those after you knit with
No, it's so fast.
But it's awkward. I find for my first rows when I go from especially fingering all the way to a bulky, I feel like I'm going. Urgh.
No, maybe because I've done a lot of. I don't know, but I loved it because it's so fast.
It's just I love it because it's fast, but it's just handling it, getting used to.
I was probably a little loose at first because it just feels like.
It feels awkward at first.
Yeah, and it's different, especially if you go from a sock to.
Well, that's what I mean because I always have socks.
Yeah. So yeah, that was super fun. Okay, that was my FO, and you have a fully FO.
I have a fully FO, and I really wanted to mention it because this company is on Etsy, and they did the buttons for my dad's sweater. And I don't know if you can. Here you go, Daddy Long Arms. It's a company called.
I don't really have long arms.
Oh, it's comparative, right?
Let's go right up close. Oh, there.
So they're really pretty, and it's called Patterns in Time, and they're on Etsy. And they have a lot of different buttons, different things that you wouldn't. They had
Let's show the card.
Top hats. They had
Patterns of Time,
clasps. They had all sorts of really interesting closures and whatnot. So yeah.
PatternsofTime.com.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, really different stuff. Neat.
Yeah, so
that looks great. Has he seen it yet?
I sent a picture. He hasn't seen it.
This is cool. You put the little spare one there?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah. And you know what? They weren't badly priced for what they are. They're really pretty.
They're nice.
Yeah. So.
Suitable. Yeah. Okay, so we should say, just to recap, this is...
the Pure and Simple Henley.
Nope.
No.
Number 255 Henley neck down pullover.
Okay.
I know. It's a mouthful.
I know. I think I'm thinking because her business is Pure and Simple.
Okay. It's the designer is Diane Susie.
Yeah, we couldn't figure that out last time.
And you knit this in Cascade
220 worsted.
The Aporto color, which you're going to see again in a little while.
I like to say that.
Aporto. Nice.
So yeah, so it turned out really well, and I love the buttons. And somebody told me when we bought the yarn, it was Mary Lou at Little Red Mitten. She said, we were looking at buttons, and she said, well, you really shouldn't buy the buttons until you finish the sweater. Because we were looking at the wrong size buttons, and my mom had previous buttons that she bought in Scotland, and they were way too big. So we measured, and we got those. So
yeah, unless you have a collection of buttons, which some people do.
Yeah.
I don't, because I don't usually knit things that need buttons. So, but that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Meredith.
We should now talk about whips. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, since we were just talking about Aporto.
Yeah, let's go.
I have Progress.
There's a segue.
I know. Pretty good at that.
God, you're getting so good at it today.
This is my, I probably doubled the Progress I had. I didn't put a Progress keep on. It's getting there. So this is,
watch your ends. Can I pull this? Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, they're easy to put back on. So this is, I'm going to double it up so the light doesn't go through. This is also a Porto.
It's a beautiful color. Like there's green in it, and there's blue.
It's a tealy, greeny blue.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
It's Cascade. Mine is Cascade Eco Plus, so it's a little bit heavier gauge. And I'm basically doing a version of the gala poncho, which you saw in a previous episode.
Oh right, it showed in the.
But I added a cable to the bottom. I tried to steam it so it would open it up a little bit. Yeah. So I've just got a cable. So the bottom, that's going to be running along. When I wear it, I'll be wearing it this way. So it's going to run along the front so you can see it. So I'm just finishing my first ball. And I'm going to go probably a third to a half of the way into my second ball.
Okay. Good job.
I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. I do have a Ravelry project for this. I don't know if I put a pattern because, I mean, it's basically like the gala pattern, but I added a cable and just a little bit of a ribbing on the end. And I'm using a 4.5 millimeter needle, which normally you'd go more for a worsted, but I'm a looser knitter. And I did do a swatch, like just for fabric test, and I liked the gauge on this. So this is what I went with because it's just going to really give that cable definition.
That looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that one.
It makes me smile because that's like, wow.
What else do you have? That was my whip. You do one.
I haven't been knitting a lot because my hand still hurts. And I went to the doctor and she says she should take it easy. Do you know how hard that is? So I'm making another one of these. It's the Yukon Campfire Hat by Liz Sutton. I made it with the red and the burgundy and someone liked it. So I thought I'll make a lot of
people liked it. Oh, someone in your house
in my house liked it.
You need to just not show people in your house.
I know, right?
But the black and the gray is more you.
Yeah. And I don't mind sharing with her either. So yeah.
I love this, Lisa.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to get back into the color work. It needs to be blocked, but
Ta-da. And you're going to do a faux fur pom-pom?
Of course I am.
Okay.
And you know what I like about this is the pattern's really easy, so I can watch TV. Doesn't matter. 6.
You're knitting it in?
I'm knitting it in Cascade of stuff I had at home in the dark gray charcoal and the light gray silver and the leftover patterns. Because I had a couple of these.
The classic wool.
Yeah, classic wool. And these are worsted 220. So yeah, that's it. Woo woo.
You can't knit that while you're talking.
I can actually.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an easy.
Not that you have to knit while we're talking.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
What should I talk about next? I have two whips you haven't seen. I don't do it on purpose, but then it's kind of nice for you to see it for the first time on camera.
Let's go.
Okay, so Hohi, a couple months ago, maybe not that long ago, a while back, I was watching Hohi's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And she was showing a sock that she was designing for Madeline Tosh, and it had cable stuff on it. And I just thought, I totally want to knit that when it comes out. It came out, I had yarn, like...
Cable stuff.
I had yarn picked, and I started it.
Oh,
I have one sock done.
That is beautiful.
So this is her Curiosity and... I always forget the second word. Curiosity and Opportunity sock.
That's beautiful.
It's amazing. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
I did block it so that you could see all these beautiful.
Beautiful.
Just to flatten it out, right?
Okay, can I take that from you?
Yeah.
Look at the back.
I know. It's neat. It's got that kind of detail
here. But that's
all the way around.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm sticking my hand in.
Okay. I pulled it on the ends so they won't get tangled up in there. Okay, put your hand up and show the colorway. The yarn I used is Lichen and Lace. Show the back side because then they can see like look at the colors that are in here. Stretch. There are, it's kind of hard to pick up. Purples, kind of a pale green.
Camel.
Rose, yeah.
Khaki.
It's amazing. Cream.
That's beautiful.
It actually, okay, so this is Lichen and Lace, and the colorway is called Pressed Flowers, and it's the 80/20 sock. I got it at Feather, actually I got it for Christmas. It's from Feather Your Nest. My boys got it for me for Christmas.
Nice.
And I thought, boys. So this is how it looks in the skein, which is maybe a little, there you can see the colors. I turn it, right? And I thought, I'm keeping this for a colorwork sock. And then I had the yarn ready to go.
You know what? It kind of looks like it does look like pressed flowers.
You know what else it looks like? Hohi sock on the pattern.
Nice.
Almost identical, but she used a Madeline Tosh colorway.
Okay. That's pretty.
Really did not plan that.
A dainty color.
It's just
I don't know
nice.
why. It's very pretty.
I love it. I did an afterthought heel because I love them.
Is that what you called for? Or did you call for a gusset?
I think she had a gusset in hers.
Okay.
But I just wanted an afterthought. And guess what else?
Uh-oh.
I now know, because I've been doing a lot of afterthought heels. I've measured the distance from where I cut in to where I start my decreases.
So you can just decrease and go back and
it's
do it
pretty
at the
much
end.
the same on every sock.
Nice.
I am not counting rows. Actually, okay, I'm not going to count rows. However, with this pattern, this is a little, this is how I kept track of my rows. So it is charted and it's also written.
Yeah.
I made like just a big
graph
list
Yeah.
with my row number, but then the stitches around the back are kind of a 4-row repeat. So I put beside it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And 1s and 3s are where you do certain things. They're your rest row on the cable, but they're an action row on your this pattern. And that's all I did. So when I knit the second one, I know exactly how many rows, how many repeats I did.
That's
I'll end it
awesome.
in the exact same
That's
spot.
such a good idea.
However, yeah, on other socks now, I do know, because I've got probably 4 different pair, 5, that it's the same distance.
You're still going to count, though.
Nope.
Really?
Nope. I'm not. I'm going to try not. I'll compare them. But no, I know the measurement now, right? So
There's nothing wrong. Either way, whatever makes
well,
you happy.
I will measure because we know different yarn can produce different gauge. Sometimes you have fingering weight that's a little thicker.
The pattern sock is thicker.
Yeah, the patterns Croy.
It's nice though.
And some of the hand dyes I find are a little bit finer. So I'll go by distance because my row count is different.
Then your feet will.
Yeah. My row count is different on different socks, but yeah. So very happy about
Good
that.
idea.
So that's one half finished object.
Another half finished
That's the
object.
second one.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm gonna put it on the. Oh no, the blocker will show it this way. I'll turn it around in a second. This is Pebbles and Pathways by Marceline Smith. I think she goes by Mars. She's Hey Brownberry on Instagram and on Ravelry. And she has a podcast, which is really cool. I think she's also a yarn dyer. And
What's her podcast name?
Hey Brownberry.
Okay.
Yeah, check her out.
I did.
I've watched a little bit. I probably subscribed from our account. So she gives this pattern with a few different versions. So across the top, I just want, when you look from the side, the cable is also down the back side.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, so it's about. Okay.
And it's a toe-up sock. So I modified it to go cuff down.
Okay.
And I had to kind of modify, I wanted the ribbing, can you see here, to flow into the cable.
Okay.
So I added, I did 68 instead of
Oh, nice.
64.
You
Yes.
usually do 64.
And then I just, when I was done the ribbing, I decreased in one of the little purl columns and to hide it.
To get your
Just so that because they were really,
No.
and the other reason was I knit through the back loop and the rib stitch flows exactly down into this, down the side, right?
Okay.
So anyways, I just figured out a way to do it. I wrote the details on my Ravelry page and I did a afterthought heel because that's easy to do. So I had to modify just the stitch count a little wee bit for the cuff down.
Do you like doing cuff down or toe up?
Cuff down.
Okay.
I've done toe up once. It's not because of the cast on. I don't mind the cast on. But that was when I learned toe up.
Okay.
I learned toe up with a gusset. And I didn't like doing it that way because you have to do some math on your foot size and measurements to when to start the gusset. And it's got to do with your gauge. Like the class I took, right? Gives you the formula. But you basically check your gauge and then you do your foot measurement and then you know kind of when to start your
increases. If you're going to do an afterthought heel, though, that doesn't matter. Be too bad, though, right?
No, now I would do it with an afterthought heel. Yeah, but I also love cuff down. So
No, I'm just asking why.
I know, I've realized that I could totally do toe up.
Yeah.
Because I would just do an afterthought
I did toe
heel.
up with the gusset. I didn't like it either, but I've been knitting the same pattern forever.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm kind of,
Well, I just thought it's just doing that calculation. It's not complex, but it's one more step. And when you do cuff down, you can just decide when to start the heel and gusset.
I'm not so good at math, so I'm always scared when I do math that I'm going to make a mistake.
Yeah. But toe up is convenient when you have a yarn, if you don't know if you're going to have enough or you want to use all of it and make a longer sock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I just did it this way.
It's very beautiful.
Let me show it. So I'm going to show it from the front. I'm going to flatten this. It's a little damp because I was trying to kind of block it so you could see these beautiful cables. So she put the pattern out with.
So gonna have to get that.
Yeah, it's
really
awesome,
pretty.
Lisa. She does garter.
Oh,
not
girl after my own
Not
heart.
garter. Yeah, garter stitch in down the middle.
Okay.
And then she put 2 variations. Like you can do stocking stitch or you could do seed stitch.
Oh, okay.
And I decided I'm just gonna go stocking stitch. I really want these cables to.
You love stocking stitch.
I do.
Yeah.
And I really want these cables to shine. And then I thought stocking stitch gives me that defined edge, right? Because I did 2 pearls here, so the cable really pops. Because I just want to show that off. I love it. I love okay, this yarn, Lichen and Lace also, 80/20 sock.
I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here.
Well, I'll tell you why I have this yarn. It's called Teal Tide. Teal Tide, Lichen and Lace.
Really, something called Teal Tide? You would have to tell me why it's named that?
Does it look familiar?
Oh,
what happened was I started this sock with a different yarn.
Oh, I don't like that yarn for that sock.
I started with, in the skein, it looked fine.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, but not for that sock.
Yeah, but look at this. Look what happened. And I started with seed stitch in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Those cables just, they get lost.
Lose them. You wouldn't,
they disappear. And even the seed stitch, right? It's a lot of texture. And I felt like you notice the seed stitch,
more than
you lose the cable.
Okay.
And you kind of lose the color of the yarn. Like it's not doing the yarn justice either.
No, it's...
So I stopped.
Different one.
Yeah. I stopped and then I went to I got teal in my head, maybe because of the poncho.
I'm sorry, there's usually teal in your head.
Well, and I knew that Terry had some at Feather Your Nest in Lichen and Lace. I knew there was a teal, so I went and looked and bought it. And
that actually reminds me of the water when we were in Halifax. Like
really?
It's got that deep navy with the teals, and yeah, it's really
beautiful. So I'm loving this knit. Oh, and Hey Brownberry is doing. She has a Ravelry group, and she's doing a knit along.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
You know what I did?
No.
So I started this. I started this sock.
Uh-huh.
And knew I had to redo it.
Okay.
And I in the Ravelry group in the knit along, she said she was starting January 21st.
Okay.
So I looked at that and I got in my head that it was January 31st. And on January 22nd, I actually commented that, you know, I started with the wrong yarn. I've got another one. I'm going to wait for the knit along to start. It had already started. So January 31st, I'm like casting on and I go look to post in the knit along. I'm like, it started 10 days ago. Duh. So I lost 10 days. So I knit this sock in like 5 days. So I started on the 31st and it's February 5th.
Oh,
I finished it yesterday.
So get going on the
last
other one.
night.
Man,
this is nice. Feel this.
Night? I know I was. It's nice. I like the other one too.
What's the same yarn?
I know.
Love it. Lichen and Lace 80/20 sock. It's a good thing. So I have those two. And then my only other whip is I mentioned our Midnight Snow knit along.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So it's a colorwork sock.
It's a full colorwork sock.
Full
and
colorwork
they're both
sock.
different.
I'll show you the picture here of the full sock done. And we are holding a knit along for this.
I've got to get off my
Beautiful. The pattern is by Natalie Sheldon, who is also the maker of Remembrances pottery, mugs, buttons, other assorted pottery things.
Did you see the new one she had?
Yeah.
On
Follow
Instagram?
her on Instagram. And she's not on Etsy anymore. She's got her own website. So, you know, she makes these mugs by hand.
A link in her.
If I said a leak, I'm like, whoa.
That's what I said. I think there's a link in her profile.
Yeah, there it is on Instagram.
I think
Yeah. So she's also doing an Instagram knit along, which ends on the spring solstice, March 21st.
Yeah, 21st.
And we're just gonna let ours go till the end of March. So if you're knitting these socks, if you want to knit them, they actually are not.
They're not hard.
They're not as hard as you think. And the chart's easy to follow because it's just colors. There's no there's no symbols.
There's no symbols. Go see what this symbol
No,
means.
it's actually a plain vanilla sock. There's no. It's just that it's
color work.
Yeah, color work.
Perfect.
I didn't mention I'm knitting this in. The dark purple is Manos del Uruguay Alegria, and I can't remember the colorway name. It might be like eggplant.
Reminds me of
but it is an eggplanty color. And then The off-white is just an undyed sock from Old Oak Yarns, Adrian. So that's what I'm doing that in.
Very cool.
Those are all my whips.
Nice. What's in there?
Okay.
What did you do?
This is a sad story.
It's a sad story.
Barry from Knitting Wolf Luxury Yarns.
Oh no.
Who is a dear friend and supporter and
He's
just
awesome.
An amazing dyer. So check him out on Instagram.
What did you do? Now I'm just dying to know.
Back in the I won't go into the whole story, but back in the fall he dyed a custom colorway for Brooklyn Boy Knits for the Hat
gorgeous.
Not Hate campaign.
Bully Blues.
Yeah. No, Lewis's No Bully Blues, and he gave us each a skein and one to give away. And I have started 2 different projects. The last one I put on Instagram because I'm like, I'm doing this. I've decided. I tore it out. It was a cowl. You know what happened? I loved it, and I got to where I started with the white, and I thought, no, I don't know. It just I left it, and I thought about it for a couple
pretty
weeks.
high contrast.
I know.
I made hats.
It just I didn't like it.
I made 2 hats.
I didn't like the white on it.
And they look amazing.
I know.
And I love them.
I'm not doing socks because I thought maybe I should just do fingerless mitts because I'll wear them all the time.
I would do that.
Right?
Yeah,
Or a mitt.
Or you
but
could do
like-
these ones, like the flip mitts.
No, I might do something with like design cables. Can you imagine like this on a mitt?
There you go.
So I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm not doing what I post on Instagram. I'm sorry, Barry. It's the pressure. It's such a beautiful yarn, and I want to knit something that will be seen, right? That I can.
Totally got
I'm not knitting socks with it. I want something that can be seen and that will last and isn't going to get
That's
holes
the one thing.
in it.
I love hats. I wear hats all the time.
But I don't.
I know that's why it was easy for me to decide.
I know.
I made 2 hats.
So that's my sad.
That is sad.
It's
What
still
am I gonna do
waiting
with
for the
you?
perfect project. Okay.
He made me laugh this morning.
Yeah. He's a good friend. And we haven't even met him in person yet, but we are going to.
We are.
Hopefully this year. We have 2 more. That's pretty much it for the knitting, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't really have anything new.
Okay, so that's it for
pretty-
knitting.
Okay, so
If you haven't watched us before, I do have an Etsy shop for project bags, so I'm going to do a little shop update. And then we recently started a little segment that we kind of leave at the end for our knitting lifestyle. So just things either with knitting or outside of knitting,
that are important to us.
things that matter to us, road trips we go on. There's different things that we'll talk about. So we last episode talked about green. We started talking about green things.
Yeah, kind of thing.
And we talked all about the mason jars and all the different things we can do with them. So we have part 2 of that. So shop update and then the rest of our favorite green things, and then
Okay.
that's it.
So let's do the shop update.
I just want to tell people, like, if you there will be no more knitting.
Oh, okay. That's
as
a
far
good
as we
idea to
have
tell them.
planned. Anything can happen. But but you know, if you want to stick around and have a little more fun, great. So shop update.
We're a little practice.
Okay, so my shop is The Knit's Best Thing on Etsy, and I am on Instagram. I'm a small, if you're new, I'm a small maker. I buy small quantities of fabric and I make a few bags. So typically I make them before I post them on the shop.
Yep, so they're done.
And what you see is what you get. Like I sometimes have a little bit extra and we'll put a few more up, but not always. I have 2 new bags going into my shop.
They're really cute.
Oh, there is still, I had the bird fabric, which I did make more bags. I think there's 1 set left, and it's a bag and a needle keeper. This is mine.
Nice.
But there's 1 more left in my shop, and then that's it for that. So I showed, sorry, that's okay, I'll wait till you're done.
So,
Last episode, I showed a preview of
I love this bag.
peacock
It's
bags.
not me.
No, I know.
It's so beautiful.
But it's very pretty. So it's peacock fabric, and there's this, it's got a metallic gold over the teal and dark blue print. And then the inside, yeah, it's gonna show, there we go. It's just like a cream on cream.
nice. I
plain
like the
print.
inside. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So these will be in my shop.
sophisticated. Very
I have to
sophisticated.
photograph them and
Which is
make
so
the shop
not me.
list. It is, and I have a couple made and a couple more still to make. So there'll
Okay.
be I have the zipper totes made.
Okay.
And then
else
I'm
you
gonna
making?
I think I'm gonna do some drawstrings.
Okay.
So
good-
they're not
good
they're
call.
not sewn yet. So they'll be coming to my shop if you really like a drawstring. I don't want you to think they're sold out. There will be some coming. The peacock may vary where he is. I'm trying to make the most of my fabric and not waste it and get a whole peacock on at least one side of your bag.
Okay,
Okay. Two if I can, depending on the bag size. There will be a full peacock somewhere on
You
the
will get a
bags.
whole bird.
A whole bird.
Whole bird.
So those, I love that fabric.
Okay, this is cute.
And then this, this is so cute. Okay, I bought this fabric to make myself a stitching bag. Like a taller, flatter cross stitch bag, which I did.
I like the bottom one.
And then I
like those.
okay.
Okay, hurry up.
Okay. It's little mice.
And you know what? The way the ears are done,
Aren't they
because
cute?
they're not solid, it's almost like
They
it's
almost look like
balls of yarn.
or pom-poms.
Yeah.
So it's all these little mice, and then the bottom is this pretty gray and silver stars.
That's pretty.
So cute. And these ones are padded. I haven't done padded bags for a while.
Oh.
And then the inside is a coordinating. It's just, and look at the stars. Can you see? They have little faces.
That, you know. Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
So yeah, I got this fabric from Suzanne at Knit Stitch in London. She's going out of fabric now, but I bought some before she cleared out of all of it. So I'll have a few, not very many, there'll be just a few, 4 or 5 different bags, and they're all padded. So there's a couple zippers and a couple drawstrings.
Did you make your cross stitch bag?
Yep.
Good job.
It's somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's big. Like
That's
it's
good, though.
taller, so I can fit, I made it so I could fit an 11 by 11
Oh, good call.
Q-snap in it. And then the bottom doesn't have to be as wide, right? Because it's,
Okay.
yeah. So it's all done. I know part of me wants to keep a knitting one for me too. Because they're just so cute.
There may not be as many as you think.
I might. We'll see. So those will be in the shop, and I have, that's all I have planned to sew in the
Now,
next
I will
few
say
weeks.
that color kind of, that's not a color I would thought you would have chosen.
I know, but it's
cute.
just so cute.
It's really cute. It's adorable, but yeah.
I know. This is another cool thing that I got for my shop. It is a solid felted wool mat.
Can I touch it?
Yeah. It's I think it's a 1/2 inch thick.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this on, you know how Facebook, like they're spying on you and you have a conversation about you know, wheelbarrows, and suddenly all the ads are about wheelbarrows. So anyways, somehow this came up in an ad for this fabric or wool mat.
That's huge.
This is a big one. I think it's 17 by 24.
So you just iron on it.
You can iron on it.
That is
It's
so cool.
firm, but apparently it
That almost makes ironing boards obsolete.
it's supposed to help put the heat. Yeah, you could put it on another surface because the heat won't go through it. It's that thick, and it's supposed to reflect the heat back up, so it
You're
just
doing both
helps.
sides.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
extra
that's
help for your
cool.
pressing. The other thing you can do with it is block on it. I blocked my socks on it.
How did that go? It didn't.
They're a little tougher. Like you got to push the pins down, but it worked fine because it was on my ironing board, and I had a couple socks, and that was it.
Okay,
So I
okay.
just pinned them down on there because it's.
I would worry about a sweater. Would you do a sweater?
No, it's not big enough, and it's hard. It is very dense,
Okay.
but in a pinch,
And a
it can
pinch.
serve for blocking little things.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So I love it. I love it. It's been awesome for ironing on. Yeah. So there. Okay. Oh, and I do have some. I have some new progress keepers or stitch markers that I'm making. They're little medallions, little metal stamped medallions with different sayings. Like
Oh,
peace,
nice.
live,
Okay.
laugh, love type, those kind of
Okay.
sayings. I have some of those. I just have to get them made, and then those will be going into my shop too.
Good
Little
job.
Sets of those. That's it for the shop update.
I'm looking for them.
Okay. And so now on to our fun lifestyle
What do we
segment.
call it? Our knitting lifestyle.
Our knitting lifestyle.
Yeah. So,
We talked about our favorite green things. So
our favorite green things. There used to be, I love these. A lot of people have recycled the onion ones they have. These are big. This is what I put my fruit in. Like when you go and you buy like a bag of apples.
yeah, I've saved some of those, and they might be a little smaller, but you can still put like lemons, limes, whatever.
They're amazing.
Yep.
But these ones are bigger, so I use them for like apples.
So these are just
and-
like nylon, the big mesh bags.
Yeah.
You see them with stuff already in them.
But it's really funny because they throw people for like a total loop. Like when I go in and there's like, this is full of apples and there's a knot on the end. They're looking for the scan. they're actually looking for the
'cause they
scan
think
to
it's a
see,
pre-bagged.
right? And I'm like, no, those are my bags, and they're kind of like, what?
Awesome.
But
Where did you get these?
There used to be a place in Toronto.
Okay, so you bought these.
Yeah, I bought them. They were like in a pack of 6.
Okay.
And the rest of them are still at home, and I've had these for years.
Yeah, these will last.
I love them.
The nylon. I got to get my stuff out, and I should get it all at once. So I'll pause this. If you just search online for reusable produce bags.
One that's a really good resource, I don't know if you've shopped there, is no plastic, or it's called No Life Plastic or something. Have you heard of it?
No. But it's becoming more and more popular. I have something similar. I have these ones. Now I have 2 different kinds, and one set I bought in a grocery store a couple of years ago. They just had packages, you know, those strips on the aisles, and so they're a little bit of a finer mesh, almost like a tulle.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then they have a little drawstring. That's it.
Because you don't want them to weigh a lot. I know you can get them like in muslin and stuff, but I don't want to have to pay for my bag.
These
over
might
and
be
over
like
again.
a gram, if that. It's not going to affect your price on your produce. And if you do have other bags for organizing them in your cart, just take them out of the bag when the cashier's weighing them, and then put them back in your bag.
The other thing I do is I don't put them in a bag. I just put them on the conveyor, and they can. I mean, I'll put all of the together if I've forgotten my bags.
The nice thing about these, like these mesh style ones, like I can put lettuce in here, which is usually wet because they missed it. And they dry like it's no big deal. Yeah, so this particular one is called Be Wise Earthwise, and I don't remember if it was where I got these, but they're fantastic. So that was the produce bags. What do you have next?
I'm going to talk about this because I kind of got a lot of flack for this from friends. This is my daughter's lunch box, and it's all stainless steel, like it's all metal. And there was a thing that goes in and zips up for insulation.
Okay.
So she's outgrown this one, and a lot of people say that they're very expensive. And they are, but this one she had it 7 years.
That's pretty good.
So 7 years.
It's all in one.
It's all in one. You throw that in the dishwasher.
If you bought like 5 or 6 different containers,
it's
you know, and it came with a bag.
It came with the bag, and so awesome. Basically like sandwich, snack, and that type of thing. So we use it now when we go away. Yeah, you just throw in the dishwasher. I'm not looking for Tupperware or containers, or because I have a bunch of metal containers too. I'm not looking for that stuff in the morning.
Look how well this is held up. And if you have a family with more than one kid, right? These will pass down to the younger kids, and they're awesome.
We did recently have to buy her a new one that's bigger. It's bigger, and it was a Planet box. The new one is a Planet box, and you can look at them online. They're really great. They're amazing, and just throw them in the dishwasher.
Cool.
And no ifs, ands, or buts.
I have something similar. So this is it's by Eco Meal Kit, and it's by Smart Planet. And I bought this one at a home hardware store here in Sarnia.
Okay. Yeah.
You can find them online. And this is all silicone. So the lid comes off.
Now, funny story that...
There was a little container, I think, that popped in here for dips or whatever.
Did you get the one with the fork and the spoon? And
but it's like, he doesn't use those, so it's somewhere. So the lid comes off, and these pop out. It's collapsible.
Now, the funny story...
They're quite deep.
We had those when we went to Europe. Mm-hmm. And we would put snacks in it for the day, because we had apartments, and then by the end of the day when it's finished, it flattens
right down. But look how deep really those compartments are, right?
Oh, they're amazing. Does it give you the measurements?
It's all silicone, so it can go in the dishwasher. No. Mm-hmm. Okay. But this would hold like a sandwich or a salad or all kinds of things.
And the other thing is they're divided. Like if you look at the lid, it's divided.
And it has like soft silicone ridges. Yeah. So this particular one will seal those compartments. Yeah. So if you had something with a little bit of moisture in it, like grapes or something with water, it's not going to run all over. Yeah. So awesome. I love this. He actually doesn't usually use it because it didn't come with its own lunch bag. Yeah. But we have it for, like you said, if you're going somewhere and you're taking snacks.
Not going to work then.
Why?
Because
I did it the wrong way. Kids can figure it out even if I can't.
But yeah, so everybody had one when they were all color coded, and that's what we used when we were in Europe.
So that's another lunch.
They're amazing for that.
We also have a bunch of these metal lunch containers with snap top lids. I got a bunch of these at Superstore. They've had them in the fall, and then they don't seem to have them year round. But 2 years in a row they've had them. So they're different sizes.
It's got his name on it.
And then I bought these. I was going to show these stickers. So these particular ones are by
I don't know if you want his name's on that.
Oh, well, everyone knows I mentioned his name.
Okay.
So there's stickers where you can write their name.
And they stay in the dishwasher and everything.
They're
Nice.
washproof. And they can go on all kinds of things. Lunch containers, water bottles. You can see them here. These are made by Ravelry. And you can get them at Staples. I think
nice.
Walmart might have had them.
Okay, that's cool.
And they come with different shapes. So this one has, like, there are bigger ones, round ones, different colors. They're all this set was all primary colors.
That's good.
So yeah, so if you're worried about, you know, sending like your expensive containers, you can put their name on it, and then if it ends up in Lost and Found, you can find it. So that's a favorite container for lunches.
Now the other thing is for cookies and dry goods and sandwiches, I will send my daughter in with one of these. It's just like a baggie, like just Ziplocs. You put it in. I turn these inside out and throw them in the washer. And you can do long wise, like a big something, or
Fold it up.
Fold it up into a smaller thing. Those are amazing.
That would hold a little sandwich too.
Right? Yeah. And there's these ones.
We have different brands.
This is royally abused. It's just.
But it's durable.
It is. I mean, well, we bought. Yeah, this one's older than this one. But yeah, and then this one's called Lunch Skin.
Lunch skins.
Lunch Skins. Yeah.
And it's just got a Velcro opening.
Yeah, it's just a Velcro.
And it's all
opening.
washable.
Yeah, but. And I love that.
Yeah, I have these little bags. So they're fabric, and then they're a washable lining, like diaper lining type stuff.
Yeah.
And there's different sizes. Right, so a sandwich would fit in here, whatever. Now, this tag says the Sling Sisters. These are two girls from Manitoba, rural Manitoba.
Nice.
And when they first started out, they were the Sling Sisters, and they would do craft shows and stuff.
So what are they now?
They've rebranded a few years ago. That's how long these have lasted, and I think it's called Colibri, and I'll put it on the screen for you.
Oh, cool.
Like, I think Colibri is a word for a hummingbird or something.
Okay.
They make all kinds of things. They make the snack bags, and what I love is if they're still making them, they have a wet bag for bathing suits.
Oh, nice.
And it has two compartments, so you can put dry stuff, or you could put your shampoo or whatever, or your goggles.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're awesome for traveling or going to the pool or something. You don't have a soaking wet bathing suit to make the rest of your bag wet.
Stinky.
Yeah, so those are fantastic.
Okay, what's that? That is the
Wait,
funniest looking
first
thing
I
ever.
want to just say, because we were talking about sandwich wraps, these are just a, I don't exactly know what this fabric is, but they'll fold up.
Oh, yeah.
Over a sandwich, right? And then
Velcro.
they just Velcro together. So we've used these. I have a couple of them if we've taken lunches with us somewhere.
No, I have
Totally
bees. I have
easy
that
wash.
beeswax.
Yeah, you want to talk about beeswax? You didn't bring it any.
I didn't bring it because you have them.
Okay, this is a popular brand, but there are many brands. This is Abigo, and they are beeswax, fabric beeswax wraps. I bought a kit
They're
that has
amazing.
different sizes. And so this is a really small one, but you can wrap up. It'll kind of stick to itself, but not like saran wrap stick, right? It just will kind of
You're
grip.
gonna have to fold it a bit onto it.
It'll get. This is brand new. I haven't used this one yet.
Mine's
You can use them for all kinds of things. For sandwiches, for just wrapping up foods. I have to tell you a story. So I have another one. It's excellent for wrapping up cheese. Like you have your brick of cheese, right? So I just got these not too long ago. I started using it. So I had the brick of cheese wrapped up in the fridge, and we were making supper, and my husband, I hate grating cheese. So his job was to grate the cheese, right? So he grabs, he's like, where's the cheese? I can't find it in the fridge. So I pull it out, and he goes to unwrap it, and I don't know if he thought it was like saran wrap or what, but he kind of opened it, and the cheese, the big block of cheese falls off the counter, lands in the cat water bowl.
So you didn't have cheese on it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I have more cheese. But he was like, it was hilarious because this thing lands in the water bowl, and he's like, blah, blah, yelling bad words. And he was so like, what the heck is this thing? And I'm like, well, it's just cheese. Like, you dropped it. Oh, it was funny. So, yeah, it's not going to stick to your food.
No.
But it keeps cheese fresh for a long time. So these are awesome. These beeswax wraps.
And they're easy to care for. They're so easy to wash. And
If you're in Sarnia, I believe the Great Lakes Refill Company, which is in the downtown marketplace, carries Abigo. And I think in London, Reimagine.
I think so.
I think they have a store. I forget what their store is called, but I think they have them too. And you can order them online. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna try and make some, so we'll video that if we get around to. I bought organic cotton just to make sure there was nothing that was gonna get into our food. So I've got some cotton for us to use, and we just have to buy the ingredients.
Yeah. I think we're gonna try that. We'll have to.
Yeah, we have. Oh, I bought the fabric. We have to. Okay, so that's that. Oh, you wanted to know what this was?
Yeah.
Okay, these I got. I ordered them online off of Amazon. They're just really a silicone bowl cover. So they come in different sizes, and they'll stretch like over the top of a bowl or whatever, and they'll seal.
Okay, that's cool.
This one's too big, so it won't. I only have one one drawback of them.
Okay.
When you've had them in the fridge with stuff in the bowl, right? It gets condensation. Okay. So when you take it off, it doesn't want to reseal because it's wet.
Oh, okay.
Just dry it off.
Okay.
Reseal it.
Yeah.
I found a second use just 2 days ago for these. So I have a small one, and I made a little bowl of guacamole.
Oh, nice.
And you know how guacamole gets
all yucky,
it goes brown on top if you don't seal it. So one trick is to put saran wrap and smush it down. Well, I don't want saran wrap touching my food. So I had a small one that I was going to put on top of the bowl, but there still would have been airspace. Mm-hmm. I thought, oh, hello. Flip it over. So I flipped it over, smushed it down on top. It perfectly fit in the bowl.
Nice.
And my I
usually finish the guacamole.
because it's silicone. Well, it was just me,
just
right?
Kidding.
I made enough, for a couple meals. And my guacamole did not get all brown and yucky.
Very cool.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So these are awesome, and they come in like I don't know. I must have 5 different sizes.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because sometimes you mix stuff in a mixing bowl.
I know, and then you gotta let it sit.
Yeah.
Cover it with saran wrap and let it sit.
Along the lines of silicone, you can also get these silicone Ziploc bags. Okay, so this is the first brand I bought a couple years ago. It's called Blue Avocado. These are still around. Mine, however, it's become the zip part has become really hard, and it won't. I can't push it together. I think I just need to soften it in hot water, and then
that might work.
Seal it. Yeah, and I haven't tried that, so and again, different sizes. So this is great for like some grapes or blueberries, whatever. And then I found these ones online, and this one is really cool because it has measurements. So you could put if you have liquids in here,
funky.
Right? It's hard to see, but there are. Oh, there you can kind of see the measurements, and this just slides. So you can wash it really easily, and then you just take this stick, and it just slides on really easily.
Those would be really good for freezer meals.
Yes, you can freeze them.
Right?
Yeah. Awesome.
Those are pretty cool.
So I got a set of, I think, 3 or 4 of these. And you can get different sizes too.
Because you know how some people make the meals, they put all the ingredients in and then they put it in the freezer. But I hate doing that because you have to use like a whole bunch of Ziploc bags.
Yeah. And so again, like I do use plastic. Okay, I'm not totally there yet where I'm like no plastic. But I don't like plastic to touch wet foods. Like on dry foods, I'm like chemicals are less likely to leach, right? So I'm like, if it's something wet, I prefer to use. I have a lot of glass storage containers now for leftovers and things. Yeah. So these are just the bomb. Like I just love these silicone Ziploc bags.
But yeah, that would be really cool use for those. Yeah, I might look into those.
One last thing. Are you done all the
stuff
you brought?
I'm all done. I left half my stuff because we have the same things.
So.
I can't live without those.
I have converted my family pretty much now to not using plastic straws.
Okay.
So I have a few different options. I ordered a big package of paper straws.
Okay.
Okay, and they make all kinds, and a lot of them have like pretty patterns and stuff on them, but nothing says what the ink is made of, and you're putting them in your drink, right? So who knows? So these are very plain. They're just sort of pastel, barely tinted. And if you read the reviews online, a lot of people say, well, the cardboard ones get all soggy. I have used these in a drink for hours, and they have not gotten soggy.
But they're single use, right?
They are single use, but they're paper, so they'll break down, right? Then we ordered stainless steel. And you can get check the lengths, because you can get, some of them are shorter, and some come wider. So if you're doing like a Slurpee or a milkshake or something.
And they usually come with the other piece you have there.
Yes. And get a set make sure that the set you orders has a cleaner, and they usually always do. And that's just so that like we rinse them as soon as we're done with them if we can, and then you just have this little skinny bottle brush that'll clean it out, right? If you're worried, because so we rinse them.
I used to do the bottle brush and then I throw them in really hot water.
Yeah. So that, and then the third option are these silicone ones. So this is these are a thick, wide opening. Because my son he loves
the smoothies.
He loves, Dairy Queen milkshakes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so now we order no straws. And we just, we keep some in the car. Like I have a little collection of these in the car. And then we keep some in the house. And if he's coming home, you can wait till you get home. You don't need a straw.
Right.
So, yeah. So these little thicker ones are really good too. And again, you can still use your bottle brush to clean these. So love them. It wasn't difficult to get my family. I thought it would be to get my family to get used to saying no straws, and they like really quickly. My husband and my son.
It's funny that you're talking about this because the one thing that I've started doing is I always have one of these in my purse, and we go out for lunch, and I don't get anything.
I have to tell people what it is.
It is actually a case that has a spoon, fork, knife, and
neoprene?
chopsticks. Yeah, it's neoprene.
I was just thinking, I wonder if I could buy neoprene. I could sew these because it doesn't fray, does it?
No.
Cool. Anyways.
That'd be good for all your straws, right?
And it's all stainless steel.
Do
you mind if I hold them?
Steel. I think, yeah.
Complete cutlery set and chopsticks.
Cool. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. The only drawback is there's no straw in there. I wish there was a straw that was designed to fit in there.
Yeah. You could probably just order some short ones.
So that's what we brought when we were in
Scotland.
We brought that and those, what do you call them? The silicone collapsibles. We brought those everywhere. And I still have those in my purse. Cool. Like when we go to Burger Rebellion, I haul it out.
Yep. Yeah. So you don't have to use plastic cutlery if you're somewhere getting takeout. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably about it.
That's about it.
Those are all of our favorite things. And, we're not 100% perfect everything green by any means. No. But what I try and do now and what I teach my family is, my motto is one less piece. Yeah. Right? Every straw you don't use, every plastic straw you don't use is one less piece of plastic.
It's funny because when we go out, if we're out and about and stuff, my husband will say, hey, do you want to go to Starbucks or do you want to go to Tim Hortons? Do you want to go here? And I will actually say no if I don't have my reusable container.
Well, you can also take the lid off and just drink it out of the cup.
You know what? It's just,
we have mouths the shape of a cup.
You know what I mean? Like I said to him, I said, I don't need it because it's not a necessity. Yeah. And I usually almost always have it. We actually bought my husband one.
What?
A reusable cup. Cool. Because he was always like, wow, that's a pain. And now he's actually using it.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So these are,
it's one step at a time.
One less piece, right? Every piece of plastic you don't use is one less piece.
I think also there was somebody I was watching on Instagram and they had like 30 steps, like slight different things they had.
Small steps.
Yeah. They had, I never thought about it. Band-Aids are plastic.
I know.
Right? Like you just don't think about how much plastic we use at a time. Yeah. So,
So that's our knitting lifestyle. We're knitters and we use green things.
We try.
We try. That's all for today. We will I think our plan is to podcast again before the end of February. Because then we're getting into spring break and I have some vacation coming.
Holidays.
So we will do one more in the next few weeks. Don't know exactly when. We have a plan to do a little challenge with regarding Gauge. Right. That's in the works. We're just doing some prep work for it, and then we'll do some video and tell you more about that. Maybe in the next episode. I think we'd be ready. We'll see.
We can try.
It's kind of a surprise, but it's just a little fun thing that we want to do. Just a little experiment related to Gauge.
Perfect.
And I think that's about all.
That's it. Tell us your boat.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Happy knitting. See you again soon.
Make time to make something. Bye. Oh. I'm not putting one on my head.